sky when we walked in fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while among the fields of barley. In his arms she fell as her hair came down among the fields of gold. Will you stay with me? Will you be my love among the fields of barley? We can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. I never made promises lightly. There have been some that I've broken. I swear in the days still left we will walk in fields of gold. Never made promises lightly. There have been some that I've broken. I swear in the days still left we will walk in fields of gold. We will walk in fields of gold. Many years have passed since those summer days among the fields of barley. See the children laugh as the sun goes down, as you lie in fields of gold. You remember me when the west wind moves among the fields of barley. You can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold. I couldn't resist starting with that song. I'm filming it out in this beautiful spot. This is a friend's farm. Central West New South Wales, Australia, and it doesn't quite sound the same if you say among the fields of canola, but that's what we have behind me. And yeah, it's just such a glorious crop. I've been waiting for a few months for the canola to come into full flower so I could film that. And yeah, next up I'm going to sing a song that I wrote about this region that I live in, called Canowindra. In the local Wiradjuri language, Canowindra is supposed to mean home or dwelling place, and it's definitely become home for me. I moved here about 18 years ago and I don't intend to move anywhere else. It's a beautiful place, and yeah, I wrote this just a year or two after I moved here, just some of the things I love about this place. Where the Lachlan and Belubula meet, there's a fertile stretch of land. grassy hills and the blue mountains reaching the skies. Moved here such a different world just to be with my love. Slowly found my tapestry changing to make this place feel like my home. It's where we are. We're making this our home. Seems to me like vitality streams from the earth around this place, bursting out in color and sound as the birds announce the day. From the vine come the red and the white that are bringing growth and change. Hope that we have a future here far away from the city madness home. It's where we are. We're making this our home. Art and music, food and friendship build community. History and innovation in these old streets need. Welcoming the stranger and the needy to our midst makes the town a place where we can taste what life was meant to be at home. It's where we are. We're making this our home. It's where we are. We're making this our home. It's been an interesting year, 2020, and for some people it's been such a devastating and terrible and challenging and difficult time, and for some people it's been doors opening, new opportunities. And yeah, I've never performed in a Scottish folk club before, so it's a new opportunity for me. But yeah, I just acknowledge the challenge that it's been, and especially for children. And in Australia, children have had a lot of uncertainty over the last few years. The drought has just been terrible for a very long time, and I teach at a little country school, and one day early this year when the rain started, I watched the children run out into the playground into the rain, and I just thought they'll never take that for granted. That sparked off this song, which talks about some of the big things that have happened in Australia over the last year and just the uncertainty involved in it. Now it's got a chorus that you can sing along with. I think you'll pick it up pretty well. Yeah, it's called 2020 Children. Children of the drought come out to play, relishing the joy of a truly rainy day. They'll never take for granted the mud between their toes, the chance for things to grow, a little less worry at home. Children of the floods cannot believe suddenly roads washed away and lonely island trees. After all their prayers for rain, there's far too much now. The fences are down, topsoil and debris all around. children's children, what will their world be? The children of the fires cannot sleep, visited again by the nightmares they've seen. A wall of flame devouring the main street of town, the bush all around, they cannot get free of that sound. What of the children's children? What will their world be? What of the children's children? What will their world be? The children of the virus are at home, pondering the change in the life they have known. A terrifying threat, yet it cannot be seen. What will it mean? Will solace be found in their street screens? What of the children's children? What will their world be? What of the children's children? What will their world be? What of the children's children? What will their world be? What of the children's children? What will their world be? Courage and strength be to you. Courage and strength be to you. Wisdom and hope be to you. Wisdom and hope be to you, and hope be to you. The poet Henry Lawson wrote an amazing poem called Scots of the Riverina, which is just 5 stanzas and yet tells such a powerful tale about family, about pride, about just how relationships can go wrong and take a long, long time to heal, or maybe never heal. And we were listening to a beautiful rendition of this song, and my husband leaned over and said, "You should retell this story from the woman's perspective." It turned out to be a really good idea. So this song that I'm going to sing is called Scots of the Riverina, A Wife's Tale, and it's 25% Henry Lawson's words and 75% mine, and the tune is mine. So yeah, I like to think that Henry and I collaborated on this one. My boy cleared out to the city from his home at harvest time. We were Scots of the Riverina, and to run from home was a crime. Well, that's how my husband saw it, and his father before the same. So he scrubbed from his heart our laddie, from our Bible scratched his name. And the old fool burned each letter letter, though my heart within cried sore. It's cruel to make a woman stand between her man and the son she bore. A year went past and another, and till the war o'ershadowed all. They called for those who were able, and my brave boy answered the call. But those tidings fell on deaf ears, still I so longed to share my pride and my fear and yearning, but I knew that I did not dare. And the old fool burned each letter, though my heart within cried sore. It's cruel to make a woman stand between her man and the son she bore. My boy came home on his final, and the girls we all crept to town. Me with my arms all round him, but his father not to be found. The daughters begged for pardon, till their father raised his hand. Oh, my Scott of the Riverina, you're so hard to understand. And the old fool burned each letter, though my heart within cried sore. It's cruel to make a woman stand between her man and the son she bore. My boy was killed in Flanders, where the best and bravest died. My heart was a stone within me as I watched my sweet girls cry. And my man, he ploughed at daybreak, and ne'er he stopped till the murk. Deep furrows of pain in the orchard, while we all fled to the kirk. In the rafters, dimly and dimly burned, my man's heart burst within him, and oh, while my back was turned, I wept for his lonely silence, for the cost of his foolish pride, and I mourned for my two loves lost to me, all those years before he died. And that dear fool had scrawled each letter with dying breaths and heart so sore. Once more in the family Bible was the name of the son we bore. Thrown the set list out because I just feel like this is the right song to sing now in this glorious landscape. This song's called Healing, and I wrote it quite some years ago. I used to live out in far western New South Wales, right out in the outback in a place called Broken Hill. It's a wonderful place, and for me it was a very healing place. I had some a big grief happened just as I arrived there, and I spent 3 years there, and I often felt like the sky was big enough for all my questions. A lot of healing happened with the people I was with, but the landscape too. And I had a writer's block for a couple of years when I moved here. It was so different. And anyway, we went back to Broken Hill and we're just visiting there, and I went out to one of the national parks called Canowindra National Park. It's a stunningly beautiful place, and I wrote 4 songs in one day. This song was one of them, and yeah, I just feel like it's the song to sing for this time and this place. Healing. This August wind plays its music in the treetops, breathing refreshment, making the leaves dance and sway. May it catch up these shattered pieces you bear, whisper a hint of a song, soothing, cooling, pairing the discord. This ancient ridge glows red in the sunlight, massive with age, speaking its wisdom in stillness. May it slow the frantic chaos of your thoughts, promise time's healing. Strong enough to hold you. I've watched you walk such a long and lonely road, bearing your wounds, such a burden of brokenness. May the vast blue speak its peace to you. May the land share your burden. May these blossoms light your way, way with you for the healer to come. May the vast blue speak its peace to you. May the land share your burden. May these blossoms light your way, way with you for the healer to come. For the healer to come. He will come to you. Well, thank you very much for inviting me to perform for you guys. It's a real privilege, and it's quite a laugh to be doing a gig in Scotland in a week. Well, for this gig to be in Scotland. I wish I was there in person, and hopefully one day I will be. There's one more song that I've recorded for you in a different space because it was more fitting. I wanted to do this song for you in this location because this is where I wrote it. It's a very beautiful spot where there's an artist's not-for-profit, and I've been privileged to have 10 days of residency here this year in 2 groups of 5. And I wrote this the night before I left the first residency. It was about experiences I had here. Found her down by the river, that little lost part of my soul, calling me to come and play, become a little bit more whole. I'd pushed her down for far too long, locked up, thrown out the key. That fiery winsome playful one, that little lost girl in me. She called me out onto a branch, stretched out and awkward to reach, risking falling, getting wet, a small price to be free. I saw my shadow laugh at me, why has it taken you so long? It made me weep to wonder when that little lost girl had gone. There's little lost girls and little lost boys in all of us, you know, chased away by all those things that happen as we grow. And suddenly it's years since they have even called our name. We have to make the space to let them bring us home again, bring us home again. Next day saw me striding off, a clear goal to achieve. She laughed again by the river and dared me to wet my feet. Leave behind the camera, let this day just be for fun. I found a great adventure with an audience of one. There's little lost boys and little lost girls in all of us, you know, chased away by all those things that happen as we grow. And suddenly it's years since they have even called our name. We have to make the space to let them bring us home again, bring us home again. Tonight I can't help wondering how I can take her home. Tomorrow I'm a mom again, and there's signal from my phone. But I can't live without her loving spirit, fun and free. I want to find new ways to live with that little girl there in me. There's little lost girls and little lost boys in all of us, you know, chased away by all those things that happen as we grow. And suddenly it's years since they have even called our name. We have to make the space to let them bring us home again, bring us home again. Maybe she'll take my hand and point out tiny flowers Maybe pretend to do my work with magic powers. Maybe we'll sing a little song we used to know. I hope she drags me all the way back home.